Hi, Rhame Avenue moms and dads. It's Heather over at the East Rockaway Public Library. And we just wanted to remind everybody that they are eligible to get library cards. You should have one for everybody in the family since you're already paying your taxes for them. To get a library card, you just need 2 proofs of residency. So, like PSE&G bills or National Grid bills, your car insurance, your bank statement, something like that. We don't have to see the numbers on them. We literally just have to see your name and address, driver's license, anything, two things. And then your kids, your proof of residence is also for your kids. So everyone in East Rockaway and Bay Park are eligible for library cards, and we'd love for you to have them. Right when you walk into our children's room, if you look to the right, we have our grab and go section. Grab and go are books that we, the librarians, have picked that we know are like real winners for all different ages. So we have it separated by 5th and 6th grade. We have, if you like wonder, we have right now spooky stories. Usually we have mysteries here. 3rd and 4th grade, grab and go chapter books, which is like 1st to 2nd grade. And then we have also like crafts and cooking, fact books, who doesn't love those weird but true books, and history, where we have all different kinds of history fact books. So this is always here, and we really try to pick out things that we think are really great reads that are like, guaranteed winners. These are our mystery bags. They're over by the children's desk. And so they have a few, 3 or 4 books in them. And you take the bag and it has like a little prize in it as well. But you can take it home and then the kids can open it up and see what's inside. We have it for easy readers, pre-K to kindergarten. We have 1st and 2nd grade, which are early chapter books, 3rd and 4th grade, and 5th and 6th grade. Also in our children's room, we have new fiction and new nonfiction here. So these are all things that have come to us in the last like 6 months. New fiction and new nonfiction. We also have a good selection of who is, what is, where is books. And on the other side of this is our graphic novels. So we have our graphic novels for elementary school kids. So this is K to 6. We have a separate teen graphic novel. So for our kids who are in 6th grade or 5th grade and are good readers and you feel like can handle some tougher topics, we have a separate section. Okay, so a lot of times we get questions about what to do if my kid doesn't want to read, or I have a reluctant reader, or we're supposed to read 20 minutes a day and it's a real struggle. And my answer to that is to take out a ton of books. Now, you may say, I don't know that we can keep track of them. I don't know, we're going to pay a ton in overdue fines. But just so you know, you can always call the library and ask to renew things over the phone. You can check your account online. And if you're not sure how to do that, I will also link to that. We have like a little tutorial on that. So everybody's library card can also have a PIN number on it that you can access, and you can just renew their books online. As long as nobody's waiting for them, you can renew them 2 times, which is like 3 months. And so if you take out a ton of books, then there's always something interesting for the kids to read around. And it might be something like, they might like stories and they might like storybooks. And if so, please talk to a librarian, because that's our job, is to help kids pick stories. But they also might be interested in a lot of nonfiction, which is fine to read. It actually has a bigger vocabulary usually. So this one's like a book about coats and like how coats work, and some kids like stuff like that. The art of Lego design. This is all about how they come up with different ideas on how to build stuff. And it's not like a how-to, it's like a how to think about designing things. It's really cool. We also have cookbooks Listen, cookbooks are valid reading. There's a lot of words. There are steps. There are pictures that go along with the words. Cookbooks are awesome. And we have cookbooks for all different kinds of things, including kids with allergies. And so if you have a kid with allergies, or you have friends with kids with allergies, maybe they want to take a look at all the different kinds of foods that they could be making that are allergy friendly. And what about cars? So here we have a book on Ferraris. Now it looks like a small book, but the vocabulary is not super duper easy either. And if kids are interested in this, we'll find more. This is just all about speed and acceleration. It has some cool information, and then it also has experiments that you can try. Sometimes that's the way in on reading. Taking care of pets. So if you have a pet at home, maybe your child wants to read about the care and feeding of them. If your child is looking to get a pet, maybe you want to prescribe some informational books so that they really have a handle on what is going to be their responsibilities. Besides how to make art, we also have tons of books on painters and paintings, architects, famous buildings, tons and tons of things. This one is 13 Painters Children Should Know, and it has some really full color, amazing examples of the artist's work, and then some information about their lives. It's really cool. It's a very cool series. If your kids are into certain fandoms, so this one's the Star Wars character encyclopedia. Maybe they're into Harry Potter, maybe they're into Percy Jackson. Like whatever their thing is, we'll find a book on it. If we don't have it, we'll get one, okay? The Everything Kids soccer book, if your kids like sports. Maybe they want to read about how to be better at them. Maybe they want to read about famous sports figures. That could be their 20 minutes of reading. Jokes. I'm not saying that this is perfect for every night of 20 minutes of reading, but if you're having a night where it's a struggle, maybe the jokes are it. Maybe 20 minutes of them reading out loud to you jokes and you guys laughing together is a way to get it done. I know I mentioned before, we have tons of these weird but truths. This one's about U.S. presidents. The vocabulary in here is amazing, and kids love to check it out. This one's a know-it-all edition, so it's like a little bit thicker, but for your 5th or 6th graders who are good readers, it's a perfect thing. We also have some like big books, which is interesting because some kids really like an interesting infographic or things that are just large sizes, and that'll be the way that they'll pick it up and actually start reading it. This is Stone Age Farmers Beside the Sea, and this is about an ancient village in Scotland that was found, and it actually has photographs in it. And it's not a hard read, but it's one of those books that when I suggest it to kids who are into history, they come back and they say like, I want things like this. And I'm like, well, I don't really know a ton of other things about this, but we'll find anything that's out there, Stonehenge and all sorts of other things about the pyramids and things like that. But this dates way, way, way before the pyramids, and it's just super interesting. So no matter what kinds of interests they have, we can find books that they can read about their interests. And so if you're really struggling for those 20 minutes, taking out a big stack and saying, hey, here are all different kinds of things that you could read from, it feels extravagant, And I think that it could get them really excited about reading because they could really pick anything they want. If you said, come in and you have to pick 20 books out, 20 is an enormous number and you're not paying for them. So I think it makes that feeling of shopping and getting things done, and they could take a little bit from every section, science and history and fiction books and how-to books, and it can really make a difference on those 20 minutes of reading every night. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a couple of things on our website. If you go under children, we also have the same thing under teens. So homework help and databases. We have tutor.com. It's open from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day, including Sundays. And your kids are connected with live vetted tutors. And it's sort of like an IM chat. And it's really, really, really great. So you do need a library card to get in. I have a library card here. You can use an adult or a children's card, but you have to use the same one every time if you want it to remember the times that you've been there before. And then you'll create an account. So you'll make up, you put your name in or the child's name and then a password. You can have multiple accounts per household depending on how many library cards you have. And once you do that, they have drop-off help that you could drop off that particular day. And also they'll proofread papers. But the really great thing, I think, is with their math help, because if you're not sure how to do it, they really try to assist your kid. They don't just give them the answer, they try to assist them with the process of how it works. And so if you, like me, are clueless about exactly what the steps are supposed to be, they'll say, okay, tell me where you can get to. Okay, so you're here. What do you think is the next step? And so then they kind of try to go along with what the teacher is teaching and show them the steps so that they can keep the information in. It's not just this is the answer and move on. With the English and the history stuff, they really just push through the information. It's not as great, but it's not tutoring, but this stuff is really, really great. Another thing I want you to see is over here on our For Readers section, we have our blog, eastrockawaylibrary.blogspot.com, where we have all different books for all different ages. If you look over in the tags, you can just see what we have for grades 5 to 6. And these are all books that we've read. We never review books that we don't like. We also have, under the For Readers tab, Novelist, which is a book suggestion database that's run by a company that we subscribe to. So we have the subscription for you. You need your library card to get in there. We also have a separate book blog that's just for teens. And so if your child is in that 5th, 6th grade range and you want them to read above, you can sort of read more about what all different books are. We also have here our catalog. You can search for books here for East Rockaway or for all Nassau libraries. And then down here, we have links to our Facebook, our Pinterest, our Instagram, and our YouTube. And we usually have all sorts of interesting things on there. If you follow us on Instagram or Facebook, we do post all of our programs and their sign-up dates on there. And we'll post them multiple times. So if you forget to do it, you can, you'll get reminded. We also have our ebooks here. If you download the Libby app, you can actually just do it right from the app. But if you want to be able to browse what exactly is going on with ebooks, audiobooks, and magazines, you can do it right through here. You sign in with your library card. It's really easy. If you like to read magazines, you can read them right on the tablet. They have tons and tons and tons of really great ones, including, gossip magazines and cooking and food magazines and great like HGTV and home and garden magazines. And especially if you like them for the holidays, they have tons of Christmas ones and different like winter decorating ones. And they have tons of books and audiobooks. So I hope that you use it and you come in and get your library cards and see what else we have to offer. We have programs for K-3, kindergarten to 3rd grade, called Crafty Kids once a month. And we have a tween craft, 4th to 6th grade, once a month as well. As COVID starts to dissipate, I'm sure we'll be adding to our monthly program.